Bull runs can be the best feeling on earth. Watching Bitcoin just explode in value or your favorite altcoin is absolutely euphoric. However, every single bull run has between 50 and 70% pullbacks that absolutely destroy the high majority of folks. In today's video, I'm going to talk about this Bitcoin bull run and some trouble that lies ahead so you can stay ahead of the curve. We're going to do a 3-part series with this video. In part 1, we're going to discuss this chart right here, where we have price rising and our indicators falling, and what that could mean for Bitcoin right around the corner. In part 2 of our series, we're going to jump into a different chart. One that Bitcoin has been battling with this level for literally 3 years, and we're at it right now, and what it could mean for us to get above it and what it will mean for us to get rejected from it. And then in part 3 of this series, I'm gonna knock your socks off. I've discovered something in the chart that's absolutely mind-boggling, and it has to do with the middle of our chart right here. So we're going to start with part 1 of our series, and we're going to jump straight into it. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve, and on this channel, we do it different. We stand out from the crowd. When they go left, we go right, and we base it all on the facts in the charts. Hit that subscribe button right now, and let's go. At the top of our chart, we have our price action. And since January 19th, our price action has been rising. Now, most folks would say that's really good. We all know Bitcoin has been up almost 90% in 2023. Price is rising. Most folks would say that's really good. However, it's not quite good when you have our indicator, particularly the RSI, which is in the middle of our screen. Since January 19th, it's in a downtrend, right? We had our high basically on January 19th, and since then we've had nothing but a lower high, another lower high, another lower high back here in the middle of February, another lower high back here in the middle of March, another lower high back here at the end of March, and here we are present day with yet another lower high. This is a very bad sign for Bitcoin, but will it ruin the bull run? Has the bull run even started, and what could potentially happen with Bitcoin? Well, we're going to uncover all of those questions, including what's down here at the bottom of our chart. This is the ADX and DI. Essentially, when you have green on top, it's bullish. When you have red on top, it's bearish. All right. Now, we're on the 3-day chart, mind you, and we're on the Bitcoin US dollar index. Now, this is critical with the 3-day chart, and I'll explain why in a moment. But for now, I want you to think about why the 3-day chart would be critical and why we're not on the other time frames. But let's uncover this, right? We can clearly see January 19th, Bitcoin made a high of 23,600. Now, if you fast forward the clock until the middle of February, we climbed up to 25,300. And if you go to our next pivot high, we were up here at 28,400. And since then, we've made yet another high up here, right? Now, when you have price rising and you have your indicator falling, it's a relatively rare occasion. Now, if you go back in history, anytime you have price falling, your indicators will fall. Usually when you have price rising, your indicators will rise. On rare occasions, you'll get what's called divergence, where price is going one direction and the indicator is going the other. Now, there's all sorts of types of divergences. There's bullish divergence, there's bearish divergence, there's even hidden divergence, and there's a multitude of other types of divergence. But for today's video, we're going to keep it simple. This right here, what you see in front of your face right now, since January 19th, is bearish divergence. There's no way around it. These are the facts in the charts, and this is something to watch out for. Now, Bitcoin can be in divergence literally for months and months and even years, right? If you study charts, I want you to look at the Amazon chart. Amazon chart was in divergence for years, all right? It was bearish divergence for years. I think it was from the 2018 point until the 2021, 2022 point, and then that divergence broke, and then you saw what happened with the chart. This is divergence. It's been forming since January 19th. We will keep a close eye on it. If it breaks, I want to talk about the worst case scenario. All right. So let me be very, very clear before we get to the worst case scenario of where I stand with Bitcoin. If you happen to be new to our channel, we have been covering Bitcoin for like 6 years right here on YouTube. And we've been with you all through the bear market and keeping everybody level headed. When you rewind the clock back to about 9 or 10 months ago, we called this the bottom one, we called this the bottom two. There was incredibly strong bullish divergence coming here, and we were in a pressure cooker, so we were well prepared for this. About 8 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago, we've been saying that 2023 was going to be the start of the bull run for Bitcoin. And in 2023, Bitcoin is up almost 90%. So it looks like that was a relatively good call for us so far. And the charts are backing it up. We've got charts like this one that say, hey, this was the top of 20K. This is the total market cap. This was our bottom one in June. This was our bottom two in November. Again, we had incredibly strong bullish divergence forming during that 6-month period. You can look no further than this chart. Every single bear market, we have this MACD cross, and it means that the bottom was in. We called that the bottom was officially in back in November when we had this cross. The bottom was already in. At that time, it was incredibly controversial and relatively quote-unquote stupid to call that the bottom was in. Now, in retrospect, people are eating their words a little bit, but we changed to green way back in November. There are a lot of charts that are saying like, hey, the bull run has officially started. So we are on the side of the bull run has started. We obviously called for the bull run to start in 2023 a long, long time ago. We're in 2023. Now all the charts are lining up the facts that the bull run has started. The worst case scenario, keep in mind, every bull run will have these pullbacks of 50%, 70%. It'll catch everybody off guard. And I do not want you to be caught off guard. Something like this divergence could have an effect similar where we have a dramatic pullback, a quick and dramatic pullback that catches everybody off guard, but not you. Worst case scenario, Bitcoin could come down and retest our base, okay? We could come down and retest our base. And that would not impact the bull run at all. The bull run would still be in full effect because these charts that are in the larger scales, you know, the monthly charts that are, you know, every 4 years, Bitcoin does the same thing. Once we get above here in the stochastic RSI, the bull run has officially started. So we do have bearish divergence. It is a thing. It does have power. It can, quote unquote, crash Bitcoin, but it won't crash. It will be a pullback, a healthy pullback back to some market structure that we built, and then Bitcoin would continue. So that's where Bitcoin is standing at the moment. But again, in part 2, we've really got to talk about these two charts right here. And part 3 of the series, I'm going to knock your socks off with what we see playing out here. Because there is some trouble with this bull run. This bull run does have some flags to it, and we're going to uncover it in this series. I'll see you right back here. But I do want to give a shout out, a special shout out to our FFA. Our FFA is just dominating. Our FFA is crushing it. That's our private membership. It's the Financial Freedom Academy. You can't sign up right now, but shout out to the exclusive members that are our students inside of the FFA. The FFA is crushing it. And we're going to open the doors to a waiting list this month to join our FFA. If you've wanted financial freedom, there's going to be nothing better on the internet that combines crypto with financial freedom in simple step-by-step terms, from step 0 to step 100, to set you and your family up and your future and protect your wealth and grow your wealth and really understand trading in crypto. So more to come on that. Shout out to everybody who is inside, and I'll see you back here in part 2. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Click this video right now.